Yo, what's up, guys? It's Crypto Fry back with another daily TA. Let's hop right into it. So Solana, right? We had a big move. We lost the weekly support, and basically, the weekly support that I'm talking about, I'm going to the weekly time frame, and I'm going down here. And this weekly printed January 8th, and then we also have the lower weekly that printed December 11th. So what am I looking for now? Okay, well, as I said earlier, I did think we would keep squeezing down up until around the 25th or 26th. We would be around the $89 range. Um, and I was thinking it would be nice to see this upper bull flag channel get reclaimed, and then to there we could see hopefully some higher price action. Would be nice. Uh, because this does look like a very quick, very volatile dump, but also matched with a very quick, very volatile pump. Now the question is, can we reclaim this weekly, and can we get back into these levels? Start to flirt up here. Would be nice. But we will have to see, because I also said we had this level down here around the 75, and we were just shy. What was it? We were just shy about 5% from that $75 level. Okay. And I also have the lower target here as well, $50. $50 is a good spot for some limit orders. See if they get filled. Why not? But right now, we are testing the weekly. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We'll see if it keeps knocking on here, wants to reclaim. Let's get the brush out. Keeps knocking, wants to reclaim. We could go higher, or we could reclaim, fail to reclaim, hit the underside of it, and then we can head lower. So those are the two things you need to look out for. Let's take a look over at BTC, how it's doing. I posted this drawing around the 20th, and it took about a day for it to play out, which we did head lower. And you can see here we did have kind of a move. I was thinking we were going to hit this lower channel here. You see I got the pivot low. I was thinking we were going to hit it, then maybe come down, swing the low, and then go higher. But it looks like we only hit it. We made a higher low, which I think it might actually be into the, not quite getting there, but just about. And it looks like we held, and then we started to head higher. So now what I would like to see is, if we start to see this channel get reclaimed and we start to move higher, then I would be more comfortable in thinking that this is going to head higher. Solana will head higher. So we'll have to see how Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin does reclaim this channel, because otherwise we do have this target that's on the level, on the table now. We do have this target that's on the table now, which is around the 33,000, and it would also be a retest of this range, I guess pretty much where this range started, because as you can see from where this range started in October, it's just been up, up, up. I mean, look at that. I mean, no pullbacks at all. This is the only significant pullback, from 43,000 to get in at 40,000. To only go a bit higher, and now we're trading back under. So this would be a nice kind of reset, nice flush for the market to retest that. To retest that 200-day moving average, because I mean, we tested it multiple times already. We tested it once here back in March 23, and we also flirted with the underside of it in August 23 and in October 23, and then in also in October 23 is when we were back above it and we started to trade higher. So now here's my question: are we going to see this? Are we going to see price action kind of just start to maybe flatten out a bit, and we're going to start to see this kind of curve out like that? Or are we going to continue heading higher? I do have a slight feeling that we get some kind of price action like this, because I mean, this move we had a, what is this called, a markup we had the distribution up here, and then we had the dump. And so I wonder if this is just a giant markup, distribution, and then also we get that. Only time will tell. Just got to play the level by level. So we'll see if we continue trading below here. If we start to close under this trend line, if we start to close under this trend line, then I would say this would be on the table. But for now, it would be nice to see this get reclaimed, follow this pattern, follow this line I drew, and head higher. Okay, and let's go to ETH. So ETH, I think the other day we had some support. I charted down here that I think we were about right there when I had the video from yesterday, and we did end up going down to 21.95, and we are trading a bit right here. But we will see how this goes. We did hit oversold on the 4-hour RSI. Let's see, not quite there on the daily. So I would think one thing that is alarming is you have this RSI divergence. So you see this RSI divergence. We make a higher high, price is here, okay? We make a lower high, price makes a higher high. We make a third lower high, price makes a third higher high. Okay, so that's just one thing to keep in mind, that the RSI is diverging. Also, we haven't had a daily RSI dip since August 2023. So it's been a couple months. And also, one thing that I do see here is if we take the high from May 2021, we extrapolate that down to the high in April 2022. This was the move before the massive dump. Well, one of the massive dumps. One thing that I find interesting is that look how close the 200-day moving average was trading. Look at this tight, compressed range right here, which it got pierced. And now look at what I see over here. So let me just drag this a little bit lower, about right there. Now look what I see here. I see, I'd say by the end of the month or beginning of February, we are going to be converging. And look what happened here. Look what happened here when this converged. When these two got so close together, it ended up reversing, moving down. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is the first time that we are trading above this trend line here. This downward sloping trend line. We broke out of this back in December. So now the question is, do we hold? Do we hold above this trend line? Do we possibly see the 200-day moving average come out and act as support instead of resistance this time? Or will we follow history and see a massive reversal? Okay? But keep in mind right now, the stock market is making all-time highs. One thing to be aware of, it did swing the high. Bitcoin traded in a double top that swung the high. And basically we're at all-time highs. SPX, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, all at all-time highs right now. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, okay? I'm just pointing out what I see. But these are definitely key levels that I am aware of, around the 1960 level. All right, so I'd say that's it for the bigger caps. Let's head on over to WIF. So one thing that I thought was pretty cool was I had charted this level out for you guys a couple of days ago, and that was around the 2-1 level. And I did have I had the drawdown from up here. These counter closes back in December 22nd, 2023. It was around an 80% drawdown to the lows, and then an 80% drawdown would bring it to right there. But we did, in fact, end up catching right here. One thing that I do see is we are finding resistance at this wick high. Okay. And also looks like it's barely tapping the underside of these dailies right here. And if we take our fib, we go from high to low. Looks like we have around right here that will be a big resistance level for it. 38 cents. Also coinciding with the daily up there. And I think we might possibly even have, yeah, we have some weeklies that printed right around there, around the 3-1 level. See that? So let's go ahead and we'll clean up this chart a bit too. But we're going to name that weekly. Okay, cool. So if we go to lower time frames, you can kind of see where this guy interacted with. All right. This weekly, see how it's finding that resistance. Comes up, is now trading that as support. So the question is, will it continue to hold the support, and will we head up to here, to this, maybe get a wick like that, or we then retest, and then we get an 80% drawdown? Or do we possibly flip this level as support? That's what I'm seeing right now on WIF. But for now, we did have a good move from that target I posted. Because let's see, if you get in around maybe like the mid or on that daily level, that's a move. The high is 67% and around now 62%. And keep in mind, the market cap, basically, you could just convert this to millions, 100 millions. So 34 cents is 344 million. So down here, 21 cents, 210, whatever, however much it is, there's 210 million. So keep in mind, this right here, this is a $100 million plus move. So keep that in mind, okay? I know I'm not going to get every trade right. I'm not going to get, every time I'm going to be right. I'm going to be wrong. I'm wrong lots of times, okay? But sometimes it is right, and sometimes the trades do work out. All right, let's go to Myro. Myro, looks like we did hit that resistance up around 22 cents, and we're currently trading at the 4618 fib level, and it is proving to hold. But one thing that I am concerned about is generally in the bigger picture, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. One thing that I'm seeing is here, right? I'm looking right here, January 13th, where these dotted lines are. You see, from the high to the low, you have that range, which went down and it made a lower low, swung that low, then we went higher. My question is, do we see the same kind of price action here? So from the high to the low, that's where you get this fib level, and also lines up with the 5618. So my question is, are we going to see a pattern similar to that, where we're going to go swing these lows, then we head higher? Or is this it? Because it has been a good run. This is from the lows, 14.56%. All right, that's what, like a 15x, 16x. So, I mean, you do have to imagine people who bought right here, you're up 15x, 16x. You're gonna want to go on that vacation. You want to realize those profits. You're gonna want to buy that Ferrari, buy that Lambo. So just keep that in mind, guys. Just keep that in mind. And remember, when we made the highs here and we made that first low, we had made a lower high from these highs to then we went lower and swung those lows. And one thing that I see here, we have highs. We made that low. Now we're making a lower high from these highs. So the question now is, are we going to see a pattern similar to that? And I think that's really dependent on the bigger cap coins. I know sometimes they're not linked, but for me, I like to trade them linked. I like to see, hey, Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're doing good. We're back up here. Then I feel more comfortable. Okay, let's throw some money into these shit coins. Let's throw some money into this bullshit. All right. But that's it for Myro right now. So right now I kind of am expecting this to come down to the 15 level, swing that, pierce, maybe around 13. We'll see how the market is doing if Myro trades around these levels down here. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that out right now. So we'll see. We'll put a smiley. We'll put a sad face because why not? All right. So that's it for Myro. Let's head on over to used car. Used car. So one thing that I thought was pretty interesting on used car, right, is I think originally I had a line like that going off of this. I now updated it to go off of this high. Reason being, I remember we had our fib from the low to the high. We are trading below this fib. So ideally what you would want to see is you'd want to see either a quick move up. When we get into that fib, you see if we're up here, go to that fib, quick move up, or we go to the fib, range, maybe dip lower, keep ranging, something like that. But right now what I do see is that is alarming is we are trading underneath the fib and we're even testing these daily levels down here. So I think for me, this kind of gives me a target of around right here. Possibly around this region right here. We'll put another smiley face. Sad face because they're sad. And this would be a good target for me around, I think I gave somebody on Twitter the 2.8 level. But even 2.3 could even go down to right here. Even tested this highs down here at 1.7. So this is my target for used car. All right, let's head on over to Chonky. So Chonky, looks like Chonky, I mean, same thing. I would say, I'm just going to keep this one simple. Say around right there. All right. Cool. We'll see how this goes. When we are trading underneath, I mean, pretty much all these coins that I've looked at, they're all trading either into Fibonacci resistance or are losing the Fibonacci support. And I would also expect possibly even down to here. All right. And of course, guys, this is dependent on the bigger caps. Because right now I do think we're in a bit of a tricky spot right now. We're in a bit of a tricky spot because we have lost this upwards channel. Only time will tell if this is a deviation and we head higher. But one thing that I do see is that we are trading very close to the 200-day moving average. And it's also in a good spot for the Fibonacci retrace. And this is for pretty much all of the major coins. I mean, if you take it from ETH, look at that 1950 level. All right. Sol, the 50 region. So that's just what's on the table right now. That's just what's on the table right now because we are below this channel. Okay. So that's what's on the table. Just keep that in mind. If you're going to be trading, if you're going to be risking, of course, everything I do here is paper trading. But just keep that in mind. We are outside of this channel. Only time will tell if this is a deviation and this pattern does come true. But you do have a clear shot. You do have a clear shot to that moving average. Okay? let's see what's going on with Harambe. Harambe, I mean, same thing. I would, let's see, do we have any weekly levels here? We have a weekly up there. Dailies. You are printing some dailies over here. But pretty much I would expect it to come down to here. Start trading here, maybe. Something like that. All right, but I would say that's pretty much it for now, guys. I know that's not the most bullish thing you guys want to hear. I know that's not, hey, we're going to ride off to sunshine and rainbows. But I'm just telling you the facts. I'm telling you what I'm seeing right now. I know I've said previously, the lower regions are a good buy. And even then, I mean, say you buy in right now. Say, fuck it. You want to buy right now, a paper trade. We do come down to here, 50%. The nice thing about buying spot is you can't get liquidated. So even, maybe you might be down 50%, 40%, more or less. But you just got to let the market do its thing. You got to let it move. You got to let it ebb and flow. And that's why it's important to continue your education, continue learning. And, when there's days like that suck, go outside, get some fresh air, go do some exercise, go spend some time with the family, go do a favorite hobby of yours, go do something fun that you like to do, just get your mind off the markets, because you just got to let the market do its thing. Because, I mean, say over here, right? Say you go, wow, like this is such a great chart right now, and say, oh, we're at whatever support right here. I want to buy in right here. Okay? You buy in right there. And look at that. At one point, you'd be down basically 40%. Okay? But if you just let the markets do its thing, see, you're at 40, you're up 40%, you're down 20, you're up 50, you're down 20, you're up 64, 25, you'll be down 60, and that's just what it does. And mind you, this is a range period of just 2 weeks. 2 weeks is going to be swinging hard. So find the projects that are good. Find the projects that have strong communities. Find the projects who are active on Twitter. Find the projects who are building, and you'll be okay. All right, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you have any questions, you could always comment down there in the comment section, and you can follow me on Twitter. My name is CryptoFry _ All right, this is me right here, CryptoFry _ I'm an ex high lev trader. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you for tomorrow's video. Peace.